Hello, welcome to my channel. Today I'll be showing you how to make this rich, milky and very delicious chinchin I call cookie chinchin. So to make our chinchin, we are going to start by mixing up all our dry ingredients. We'll measure out and mix all our dry ingredients first before adding our wet ingredients. Over here, all my dry ingredients are in the bowl. I'm going to mix them properly. You'll find the ingredients, the recipe, sorry, in the description box. Do well to look at it. After mixing out my dry ingredients, I measured out my margarine and now I'm going to rub this in until my flour looks sandy. When you get that, you know that your margarine is well mixed into your flour, and this is the result. This is how you want yours to be. After this, we're going to add one small egg. If you don't have small egg, measure out 3 tablespoons of beaten egg. We're going to add our water gradually to this recipe. I've added the first 1/4 cup. We are using 3/4 cups water for this chinchin recipe. I will start by adding 1/4 cup and I'm going to mix gradually, and you're going to see how I add this water to the chinchin. I'll be adding it gradually and mixing. You want to do this. It affects the texture of your chinchin if you actually want to get the cookie chinchin recipe as I call it. So watch how I mix. I'm trying to bring everything together. You are going to see the end result. This is what you want to achieve. And let me remind you, you might use more water or you might use less. This depends on your flour and other factors. So just ensure you get the texture that you can see in the video. Right now, I have finished adding all the water for the recipe. I am going to bring my dough together. I'll bring my dough together until my mixing bowl is clean. When you achieve this, you know you have made the perfect chin chin dough. The next thing is I'm going to close my dough with a tray and leave it to rest for 20 minutes, and then I'll return to work on my chin chin. Please follow these steps. It allows the sugar to melt and allows the dough to rest before you begin to roll and make your chin chin squares. After 20 minutes, I am going to knead my dough just a little bit. Sorry, I did not know my camera wasn't well positioned here. So I simply kneaded my dough for a few seconds to make it pliable, after which I sprinkled some flour on my clean, neat working surface. I cut out some of the chin chin dough and flattened it first. I'm just making it touch the floured surface front and back so that my rolling pin can move smoothly over the dough as I roll it. That was just what I did. I am so sorry about this. I did not know. So I am rolling out my dough right now. I am rolling out my dough so that I can make the chin chin squares and go ahead to fry. So over here, I am cutting off rough edges on my dough. You want to cut out those rough edges so that after frying your chin chin, they are going to look beautiful with smooth edges. So I take my cutter and I'm cutting straight lines. Notice how I am steady with my slicer, making sure all the lines are straight and that the sizes are even. Now I am cutting across to make chin chin squares. Make sure your squares are not too small or too big. Make sure they are uniform. This is going to make your chin chin look very beautiful and attractive when somebody looks at it. After cutting, the next stage is frying, and over here I'm heating my oil. I added a piece. When it sizzles like that, you know your oil is ready. When you're frying your chin chin, you don't want to overcrowd the pot or the pan. If you do this, the temperature of your oil is going to come down and your chin chin will just suck oil. At the same time, you don't want your oil to be too hot or too cold. It's going to affect the result. If it's too hot, your chin chin will not fry properly. It's going to burn. When your chin doesn't fry properly, it's not going to be crunchy. So you want to make sure that you use the right temperature of the oil. When introducing a new batch, you may need to turn off the heat of your oil to cool the oil a bit before you fry. So I continued frying until I finished frying the chin chin, and this is the end result. This chin chin is milky, crunchy, soft, just so delicious. I hope you try this recipe. You are really going to agree with me that this chin chin is cookie recipe. Can you see how light it looks inside? Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for stopping by, and I hope you return. Bye.